Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Our Two Cents, and I hope you guys love this colorful background. And are you enjoying this glow?
What I'm enjoying is this cup of coffee, not gonna lie. It's really good.
It is pretty good.
I
can't
love the
wait.
scent of coffee.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It just wakes you up. It has this emotional thing. Anyways, so today's episode was inspired by a quick conversation between Sharon and myself.
As are most of our episodes, actually.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And it was about being
Grateful.
Yes. And of course, we've shared before in the past that we try to be gracious and grateful every day, but I mean, it's also a practice that, literally, that word, we need to practice.
Yeah, you've got to practice gratitude. Otherwise, your life will be empty. Really. And I know it sounds like, oh, life is going to be empty. But if you're not grateful for the little things, you don't get to appreciate the big things. And then you're stuck on like the things that aren't going right. I'm sure everyone who's watching this is aware of the importance of practicing gratitude. But what we essentially wanted to do is give you tips, right? So we're narrowing it down.
To make it happen. We're going to empower you
Yeah.
to do the same. So I'll go first.
Okay.
So one of the things that I really enjoy is something called grounding or also earthing, which I think I spoke about this maybe a couple of years back. I mean, we've done so many episodes.
Yeah.
But it's more or less walking on earth, grass, soil, water, concrete, anything, barefoot.
Yeah.
And the concept is the energies of this planet will then, be connected to you.
And balance it out. Right. And there's also something liberating about being one with the dirt and with nature.
With
and so
the
you let go.
dirt.
Yeah. And so you start to just be grateful for the little, I don't know. I just know that I've tried it before and it actually made me feel like
You could breathe,
yeah,
right?
exactly. And you start to just get perspective. Like this moment is so tiny in the bigger scheme of things, the way you're so small compared to this entire magnificent world. But
Yes.
grounding, yes.
Yes.
My one is having a gratitude list. And I know sometimes these can be a little bit, at least I've found at some point after like a year or two, you find yourself being like, yeah, okay, I'm grateful for the shower. But I realized if you go through your day and in a moment you feel gratitude, like when I got off the lift and I was like, oh, finally arrived here, I'm not in traffic.
Out of traffic!
I know.
Oh, by the way, Sharon was late for the first time of 2018.
I feel really bad. Thanks for bringing it up. Thank you. I hate being late. I felt so bad. But anyway, I just was like, oh, thank you for this moment. I'm so glad I'm not in traffic. I'm not hot. It's cool. And just having, whether it's your phone or a book that you keep with you so that you actually write it down, but you realize when you take the time to think through, what am I actually grateful for? Then what could have otherwise been like, oh God, today I was just stuck in traffic.
It's a non-factor.
I had so much
non-issue.
work. You forget those things. But if you stop and you're like, oh, I loved that breeze and I'm grateful for this moment, then you bring good things into your space.
I often kind of see, like back to that moment, when you choose to be gracious and grateful, you've taken the power away from the negative stuff.
Right.
It's like you've come back here.
Yeah.
It cannot succeed. Like you will only be happy from that point. It can't go backwards.
That's true.
So that's something I think about. But another thing that really works for me is, for some reason, I always catch myself looking at my phone or checking my watch when it's the identical hour and minute, right? Like 11, 12, 13.
Yeah.
And when that happens, I tell myself to say thank you and just say a word of prayer.
Yeah.
So for some reason, it happens like maybe 2 or 3 times in a day, and probably because now my body's clock has been ticking and kind of looking forward to these moments where like, oh, it's 10:10. Thank you.
Yeah.
This moment
To
is
be
amazing.
aware, right? So that's your reminder. That's your moment of like, boom, it's that time.
Yeah.
Be grateful.
So
that.
maybe use a prompt if you need to set an
It could
alarm.
even, for you, it could even be, because I'm like hijacking her point, but I just feel like for you, it could be something every time I see a jacaranda tree, I have a moment where I'm like, oh.
Every
love
time
that.
I take a sip of water.
Yeah, whatever that is that just reminds you, oh, that actually is so cute. I mean, oh, that's so beautiful. Oh, that's just so precious. Be grateful for that. I get that. I get that, and I appreciate it. My next point would be prayer and or meditation. And essentially what that does is it allows you to be still, to drown out the noise, because like we know, there's just so much that's happening. Either there's your phone that's going off, that email that came in and you're like, oh God, I've got to respond, your own internal pressures and stuff. And if you just take a moment to meditate, to be still, then it just puts, again, everything back into perspective. Be calm. There are apps that help with that, like Calm.
I love Calm.
Yeah. Or, I mean, there are loads of apps that I know we've also talked about here.
Yes.
But essentially what that does is that it brings you back to the core. And it also allows you to pull back to what are your values, what is it that you want for yourself, what are your intentions for your day or for your week. But if you're not prayerful, meditation, whichever one, if you can do both, then even better, but that really works for me.
Awesome. My last one is to be around people who are not only inspiring, but also you need to be a good listener.
Yeah.
I think I cannot tell people enough, just shut up and listen for a moment. I know I talk a lot too, so if you can tell me to shut up as well. Like my mom used to, tell me, Susan, stop being a long-tongued fellow. Like that was my thing. But anyways, so the point is, okay, inspiring people, that may be a person like a friend, maybe it is a relative, a parent, maybe it's Beyonce that you've never met before, and maybe the chances of you meeting her are very slim, or Oprah, or all these things. But when you are in their presence, or you are watching a YouTube video of them sharing about their story, listen. Because often when you listen to someone else's story, it touches you in a different way, and maybe it's like a completely life experience, but it reminds you, oh wait, that happened yesterday, and oh, that happened the other year. So it reminds you to celebrate your own victories, and because of that, you become extremely grateful of every single moment. So like today, I just came back from the Canadian High Commission, which is what I was telling Sharon, and I was telling Francis, because they didn't really understand what this like whole hoopla, like
what's going on.
Why is she so emotional and like excitable and all these things. Well, basically, I met my version of Wangari Maathai. So for me, my childhood hero is a woman named Dr. Roberta Bondar, and she is like the first Canadian woman to be in space, first neurologist to be in space globally. She's an award-winning photographer. She has written many books, best-selling books. Like she is just like this chameleon that has been transforming throughout this journey. But I remember when I was in grade 4, just watching this woman go into space aboard the space shuttle Discovery. And she was meant to be there to conduct medical experiments for more than 10 countries. Like she's like a true global citizen, and that's what I strive to be. So today I got to meet her, so I like totally fangirled. I was like, Dr. Roberta. Actually, we had to write our words of wisdom on a little piece of paper, and then I took the mic and I spoke, and then like there was someone that came over and I turned around and there she was, and she was like, oh, we're collecting them, do you mind if I collect it? And I was just like, yeah, just sure, Dr. Bondar. It was like such a cheesy, crazy moment, but like, and then at the end of it, she was just like, call me Roberta.
What? Now you're besties.
I tweeted her.
She's like first name basis. Okay, girl.
I'm just saying. So like I felt truly inspired by being in her presence, but I really tried to listen today and to be reminded of what we need to be grateful for and what we should fight for as well.
Right. Aw. Okay. My last one when it comes to practicing gratitude is do something that makes you uncomfortable. Not in a crazy, disgusting, mean, rude, inappropriate, or illegal way, but if you were scared of public speaking, try it. Because the moment you get off that stage, you're just like, oh my God, I did it. If you were terrified of having a conversation with someone because it was going to be confrontational, if you were scared of going into your boss's office and being like, I would like a raise, please? Do it. Do something that scares you. Because the moment you step out of that or step away from that and you realize that you were able to accomplish that, I am telling you, the feeling of of
It's a victory.
yeah, exactly.
It's a victory.
Of knowing that you accomplished that will make you want to do even more.
Absolutely.
Even more. So do something that scares you. Oh, I have so many points because can I just say a couple more?
Yes.
Besides that, right? So do something uncomfortable.
Oh wait,
do something
Oprah would say speak your truth.
Speak your truth.
The power of speaking your truth.
Speak your truth, which is also very scary to do. Another thing is give. If you ever want to feel good, if you ever want to experience real gratitude, do something for someone else. Someone who doesn't know you, wasn't expecting it,
Yes.
someone in need, maybe not even so much, but do something for someone else. And that's when you'll start to really be like, yo, I am just so great. I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for the clothes on my
Exactly.
back, for the food, for this cup of coffee that most people don't have. But there's so many things you could actually do that would spur this.
Totally. I mean, I think we need a part 2.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna end this video with this funny story.
Okay.
Since we were on Oprah.
Yeah.
So at this function that I was just at,
I don't know why I thought you were gonna say there was Oprah, and I
Wait,
you'll
wait,
see
wait.
the video because my smile just started for like at this function. I was like, you did
hold
not
up,
meet
hold
Oprah.
up. I did.
Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that. Stop.
Hold on. Just listen. So I was sitting with a group of like 10 young women from either Form 3 or Form 4. They were all from like 11 different secondary schools in Kenya.
Okay.
And one specific female, she had a voice, she had a vision. You could feel her presence. I learned so much from her today.
Okay.
And her name is Oprah Winfrey.
No!
Her parents named her Oprah Winfrey. And then on top of that, so I wanted to like just give my little 2 cents
Yeah.
into like, you know, her life. So I have this pen that there's like a sentence on it that says, make your mark. So I gifted it to her. And I was just like, I'm gonna be like looking out for you. So Oprah Winfrey of Kenya, we're gonna be looking out for you.
That's so beautiful.
But yeah, her name was Oprah. I was like,
That's
what?
so crazy.
She is going to manifest her name.
You see what I meant by like doing something for someone else? Susan didn't have to be at that event. And what she was doing, which she hasn't even explained, she was mentoring young girls. She doesn't have to give her time. She's an incredibly busy woman and can be doing other things, making money elsewhere, but she took time out of her day to go and mentor these young ladies. And I'm telling you, I could tell from the way you were texting me and everything.
So
you are
amazing. I was like
on
so
a
in
high,
it.
you know,
Yeah.
because you're just so grateful and you start to appreciate life and these little, there's so much you could do. But it's one thing to be grateful, it's another to practice gratitude. And so hopefully these tips will come in handy.
So let's do it every day, guys. Let us know your progress. Comment below. Subscribe to our channel. And we love you guys so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Check out our 2 Cents playlist for more videos and don't forget to subscribe.